Hi everyone! I'm going to go ahead and review some of the multi-step equations that we covered yesterday in class. And for first period, this is where the bell rang and interrupted us and stopped us. So hopefully these will make sense. So we stopped first period at the equation 5 minus v equals v plus 5. And we determined that it does not have the distributive property and it does not have combining like terms, but it does have variables on both sides. So how I like to take care of that is I do that by noticing that there is a minus v here, and I cannot have variables on both sides, so I'm going to go ahead and add v. So by adding v, that will delete the minus v from the left-hand side. And it's going to make my equation 5 equals 2v plus 5. Now my v's are only on the right-hand side. I could have canceled out the v on the on the right if I wanted to, but I went ahead and chose the one on the left instead. So now I'm down to a two-step, and I'm going to complete this two-step by subtracting 5 on both sides, which gives me the equation 0 is equal to 2v, which means that v is equal to 0. And 0 is a very legal answer. So the next problem I'd like to do is number 5. Number 5 is 1 plus 4x is equal to 3x plus 5. This also does not have the distributive property or combining like terms, but it does have VOBs. So to take care of VOBs, this time I'll go ahead and move the 3x to this side. We're going to move it by subtracting it off of the right and keeping the balance by doing the same thing to both sides of the equation. When I subtract it, 3x minus 3x is equal to 0. Now, I chose to subtract it because I need it to make 0. And if I want it to make 0, then a minus 3x, when it meets this positive 3x, will cancel out to become 0. So my new equation will be 1 plus 1x is equal to 5. Now I'm in two-step mode. So I subtract 1 from both sides, and my equation becomes 1x is equal to 4, or just x is equal to 4. Now, I'd like you to try number 6 on your own, and we can come up with the answer. I can show you the answer tomorrow in class. Actually, I'll show it to you now. Nope, I can't show it to you now because I don't have it on here. So I'll show you the answer tomorrow in class, and I'd like to discuss number 7 and number 8 with you. Number 7 looks like it's got distributive property and eventually combining like terms and maybe VOBs. So let's go ahead and see. We're looking at 7 minus 2x is equal to, let's distribute, 4 minus 2x plus 3. That's by distributing the 2 into the parentheses. So the left-hand side is all good, but the right-hand side needs to combine the 4 and the positive 3, which makes 7 minus 2x. Now, if you take a look at this, these guys are the same. That's a red flag for me. That means that no matter what x is, those are both going to be equal. X could be 0, x could be 15, x could be negative 1,000. It doesn't matter what x is. If you plug it in, it's always going to be equal. So the way we express our answers for something like this is all real numbers. That means x could be any real number, any number that exists. And we know that that happens when the left-hand side of the equation and the right-hand side of the equation are mirror images of each other. Now, if x can be all real numbers, x can also be no solution. So in all these other examples that we did, 1 through 6, x had different answers. Like this one, x was 0. In this one, x was 4. So all numbers 1 through 6 had one answer. Number 7 had all answers, so all real numbers. But number 8, you're going to see, will have no answer, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So we don't really notice it until later. Let's go ahead and pretend we don't know the answer. So negative 5x plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 1 minus 3x. That's my distributive property. Now I'm going to combine like terms, which are right here, negative 5x plus 2x. That's negative 3x minus 6 is equal to 1 minus 3x. Now I'm going to do my variables on both sides. So I'm going to add 3x so that these will cancel out, which means I got to do the same to the other side, but these also canceled out. That's so weird. So I drop everything down and I'm left with negative 6 equals 1. Notice how I added 3x to both sides. I did that because I wanted to cancel this 3x, but just so happens that this guy also has a negative 3x, so it also canceled. And I end up with a statement that says negative 6 is equal to 1, which is not true. Since I ended up with a false statement, my variables are gone. I end up with something that says negative 6 equals 1. That's not true. That means that there is no solution for x. That means that number 8 has no possible answer. There are no x values that you can plug in here that will make the left side equal to the right side. It doesn't exist. So your answer would be no solution. Getting an answer of 0, that is okay. 0 is a number, 0 is an answer. When you end up with a false statement like negative 6 is equal to 1, right here, that means no solution. Not even 0 is an answer. So hopefully that helped solving multi-step equations with distributive property, combining like terms, variables on both sides, dealing with situations where a response could be all real numbers or no solutions. The video is 6 minutes, less than 7 minutes long, and I'm out. Mrs. B.